Hi, this is Sandy Quast. We're here today with TheRealParents.com, and we're talking with Rachel Annette today, and we're going to talk about peripheral vision. Give us a little background about what that is exactly.
Well, peripheral vision is the part of your vision which is around the sides here and going around the back. So foveal vision is when you're focusing on one particular thing. So you're reading a book, or you're looking at somebody and you're kind of focusing on that part here. So your peripheral vision is using all the other area around here, and actually when you are in a state of peripheral vision, you're feeling much more relaxed and much more grounded and centered. And in fact, it's a technique that was set up by the ancient Hawaiians so that they could feel more grounded and stable and just much calmer, and that's where the idea comes from.
Okay, so give me a little bit of idea about your background and how you learned about this, or a little background on yourself.
Yeah, sure. I trained as an NLP, which is Neuro-Linguistic Programming practitioner and master practitioner, and it was during those trainings that a guy called Tad James was the person who showed me how to do that and taught everybody how to do it. And we used it in the actual training room. So what was interesting, he would put a black dot right up on the wall, and through the training he would have us all looking up at this dot and using it every day in the trainings, because what it does is it enables you to really learn very, very quickly, and also so you can easily recall the information, because learning is state dependent, which means that if you go into the same state when you're learning, you'll find it much easier to be able to store that information, and more importantly to actually be able to recall it when you want to, whether you are doing a test or whether you just need to remember something in particular.
Okay.
And so that's where I learned how to do it, and I use it with my clients, because I'm a coach and I'm a trainer, and I use this state with my clients who are adults. I work primarily with adults. But what I find is that they can also use and teach their children this valuable technique, and so that their kids can use it in the classroom.
So is that the benefit right now, as far as like hands-on utilizing that technique? What would you say would be the best use for that right now, as far as maybe with children? Yeah,
well, absolutely. That's a really great question, because what it is all about calming down the child, so and enabling them to be in a very focused state. And the purpose of my sharing this with you today is so that children can really learn how to do that, and it is absolutely for that in the classroom, so that they can focus and calm down and just be able to learn a lot more. It can actually increase their results in their kind of gradings and things by 1 to 2 points just by learning this simple technique.
Wow, now our daughter actually tends to sing at school. She's doing her homework and she's singing along, and so the teacher's like, calm down a little bit, and we're trying to get that trying to get her more focused, so this would be great technique.
This would be absolutely perfect.
All right,
yeah.
So you want to give us a little sample how to do
absolutely.
that?
Okay, so if you can just take a spot which is in front of your eyes, slightly above eye level, but that it's comfortable for you, okay? Any old spot that you can take.
Okay.
And as you are looking at that, I want you to take all of your attention to that place. Focus everything, every little scrap of your being, and looking at that one place with both of your eyes. And as you're doing that, I want you to start to take your awareness into your peripheral vision, into the side of you. But you're continuing to look forwards. So you can see the fireplace, and you can see the other things that are towards the side of you within this room, but you're looking forwards.
Okay.
Can you notice that now?
Yeah.
And you can actually see the things to the side. Okay, wonderful. So now, and that's right, absolutely, you can blink, that's right. That's right. And now allow your eyes to just come down and look around the room, and maybe look at me now. If you look at me and see, keep that sense in your peripheral vision. Okay. Yeah? So how is that feeling? Can you still see?
Around me?
Around you.
Actually, I'm having a hard time looking at you now. I'm sitting around you,
Yeah. And it's more blurred when you're in peripheral vision, and that's absolutely fine. But actually what you have is a much greater awareness, and it really calms the body down. Have you noticed that? How do you feel inside of you?
Yeah, actually I do feel calm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so what it's doing with the body is it's switching it into the relaxation response instead of being in the stress response.
So while a child's in school, if they learn using this technique, they can stare at one thing on the wall, just do exactly what we just did right there, bring themselves to more inner peace, calms himself down. Wow, that's great.
Yeah, and then bring it down. So keep your attention in that peripheral vision now.
Right.
And with children, it's quite helpful for them to think of like a trap door on the top of their head, that when they go into this peripheral vision state, or call it the learning state, they can just imagine like a trap door that it kind of lifts up, and all the information is kind of poured into their head. And at the end of the class, they can just go kind of shut the trap door. And that when they go in for a test, they put themselves in peripheral vision, because it's important that they go back into the same state when they're doing a test. and think of this trapdoor opening and all the information coming out, so they can write their test and then kind of close it up again. So it's kind of fun for them.
Yeah.
And that then, once they've developed their peripheral vision, they would want to bring their eyes down and actually look at the teacher.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then you do want to focus on straight directly ahead then.
Well, because otherwise the teacher might think that they're not
that's
paying
true.
attention.
They
don't want to kind of, So, and the more that they practice this, the quicker they'll be able to develop it. And so, what they might find is that when the trigger for them could be when they walk into the classroom, that walking in through that door is their trigger to open up their peripheral vision.
Okay.
To just put them in a really great state for learning and being able to recall the information. So it's really quick and easy.
So it's just like a calming technique. They go in there, they find their spot, they calm themselves, they look to the sides, they look straight ahead and focus, but they have that peripheral vision, and then they're ready to learn, then they can focus on the teacher, and then they're going to be able to absorb better.
Yeah.
And then before their test, just so I'm understanding it correctly, then they do the same thing, they get back in that calm position, they visualize their mind opening and being filled with all the information.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Absolutely, yeah.
Great.
This is a great way to just feel more relaxed in life. So also if they're feeling stressed out, I hear a lot of parents talking to me about their kids being overwhelmed with schoolwork and feeling quite stressed. Again, teach them this fantastic technique, because this alone is going to make them feel so much calmer. And much happier. So it's a really valuable tool.
Excellent. Now, what is your website? Is it dawningchange.com?
Yeah, it is. dawningchange.com.
Okay, and as far as if someone wants to get in contact with you and learn a little bit more about it, should they go to your website, or would you rather they email you?
Yeah, well, I'm happy with that. If they go to my website, all of my contact information is on there anyway. My email address, and people can follow me on Twitter. I'm on Twitter, and get a sense of me there as well.
And so you do the counseling basically over the phone. So if you're talking with people, if you're running seminars, mostly over the phone, is it? I do
a phone coaching, and I also do it in person as well. So dependent upon where the person is and how they want to do that, it's absolutely completely flexible and do it however they want to do it.
Okay, excellent. Well, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you very much.
We appreciate that. And this is Sandy and Rachel Annette here. We're going to wrap up today. So if you want to get some more information on Rachel, go to her website, dawningchange.com.